This review was supposed to come out in 2030, but I did something called locking in, and I started to play like they pay me to do it. This video is the result of all those hours. Brew up some magic. When you inherit your grandfather's Tokyo cafe, you discover it is full of unimaginable secrets. Prepare for chaos as handsome beings from different worlds step through a magical portal into your cafe. When government agents show up at your door, your life is about to become a lot more colorful. So there you have it. That is the synopsis of this game. What do you think, Kimmy? Yep, I like it too. And I really like the cover art. And I should really go back into the video. Alright, bye. When I first saw the cover of Café Enchanté, I was, well, enchanted. I bought the physical game on sale, only for the price to drop a little bit each year. Money aside, I was curious about what the story would be like. Aside from coffee and cafes, the love interests in particular stood out to me. They looked straight out of a fantasy book. Except for Rindo. He's just an old dude, Lamao. So, was the game worth the time and money I spent on it? Let's find out. Oh, hi Kimi, you wanna be part of the review? Okay, come here, hang out. Welcome to my review of Café Enchanté. Yes, that's how you pronounce the name, I think. I've asked some of my friends to say the title, so please enjoy. Tell you what, my big man. You tell me Café Enchanté, Enchant, or whatever. You send me an audio of that, and I'll tell you what ante la duda la más tetuda means, okay?
It's pronounced enchanté. And I didn't really heard the word you said just before this one, so...
It's pronounced café enchanté.
Café enchanté. Te voy a decir la verdad, quería hacerlo lo más putamente doloroso de escuchar. Y creo que tuve éxito. Aparte, ¿para qué chota querés esto, boludo? ¿Qué va a hacer? Decime. Ay, me quemé.
This marks the third OTOME review I've made for the channel. They take a while to produce, all of them being lengthy visual novels. So if you can, do check out the other two reviews. Maybe you'll find a nice game for you to try. And now, let's begin. Without spoiling much, the story is that of a young lass who inherits... What the fuck? Without spoiling much, the story is that of a young lass who inherits her grandfather's cafe. What she isn't aware of, however, is how special that establishment is. And by special, I mean the kind of customers that go to that place. That's right, Café Enchanté is not your typical coffee shop, because it is visited by aliens. Well, they're not exactly aliens, like no one really calls them that, but it's a fitting term. The premise of the game is fairly straightforward. You get to meet the regulars at Café Enchanté and slowly discover more about them, all the while learning about what being a cafe owner is all about. So, what are the love interests like? Let's take a look at each of them, shall we? He's a beautiful angel with shiny eyes and hair as long as it can be. Irfadoderia, better known as Iru, was the first person I got interested in. He looked heavenly, and I liked the air of elegance he exuded. I, of course, didn't know anything about him at the time. Oh boy, was I in for a surprise. What the fuck? How do you pronounce it? Give me a second. Poise. Okay. Iru is poise. I don't know what poise means, but he is poise. It took some time for me to realize just how elegantly he speaks. I don't only mean his voice, which is very smooth, but also his choice of words. He is polite, even when being not very polite in what he's saying. He speaks formally and very slowly in comparison to the other characters. Except this one time for some reason.
てめえもう3日はほとんど部屋から出てねえだろ。飯ぐらい食いに来やがれってんだ。
拒否します。私はこの作品の全ルート攻略が完了するまで集中すると購入当初から決めていたのです。
He's living life at his own pace, and I respect that. But I'm also a very impatient person, so I was constantly like, oh my god, dude, can you go a little faster, please? At least at the beginning. It took me a while to get used to his slow pace, and then after that I started to really enjoy it. Something I love and very much respect is his love for otome games. That's right, he's a gamer. He might have played Café Enchanté as well, we'll never know. I do have a question though, and this is just out of curiosity. Do men play otome games? I don't know a single one who does. So if you're a dude and you play otome games, please let me know. That aside, let me tell you more about Enchanté's beautiful angel.
マスター、マスター。水族館に行ったらまず水中トンネルとやらに入りましょう。
年頃の照れ隠しってやつかな。
マスター、マスター。今日時間は空いていますか？あなたに折り入ってお願いがあります。
The way he calls you, Master, is such a delight. It reminded me of a totally different visual novel with a certain masked dude who coincidentally also has white hair and a similar personality. Or at least that's what I remember, because I haven't played that game in a long while, let me tell you. In any case, Iru has a likable vibe to him. It's very hard to hate him, even if he says something out of tone. And he does that a lot. Not with ill intent, but simply because he's kind of not really aware of social etiquette. Like Ignis once said, "That guy can't read a room." Wait, that's not how he sounds like. Wait, that guy can read a room. Something like that. Iru follows his own moral compass. And honestly, I can't blame him for it. He's a free spirit that talks real sweet. And even though he might be completely clueless about what's going on, as soon as the situation is explained to him, he'll understand and be very logical about it. That side of him is admirable, I believe. Something happened during Iru's route that has less to do with Enchanté and more to do with my development as a human being. Incidents, look who showed up. Lama. Ah, so pretty. Yes. Okay, back to the video. And that is the fact that I was not able to gain any sort of romantic feelings towards him. That's interesting because, one, it's never happened to me when playing otome games. Even bad, quote-unquote bad characters end up warming up to me, which isn't a good thing, but anyway, this angel somehow didn't. And two, he's absolutely divine. Literally, he's not only gorgeous, but super sweet. He has long bright hair and a lovely voice. He's supposed to check all the boxes. His personality is great, but for some reason I wasn't able to fall for him at all. Which means that looks aren't really everything. And in terms of personality, he kind of reminds me a bit about me. And I love myself, but don't get me wrong, I wouldn't date me. Am I controlling my emotions better? Am I understanding what it means to properly get to know someone before even thinking about starting to date? Makes you think. I was very intrigued, especially towards the end of his route. It was very touching to the point of making me cry many times. But that doesn't mean I want something with him. This game has made me realize so much about myself, and I'm really thankful for that. Now that I'm done with Iru's good ending, I can safely say, it was good! I still don't love him, Lamau, although I do think he's adorable, but regardless of my feelings, his story was very entertaining. Predictable at times, yeah, I got a little angry at the protagonist's actions more than once, but all things considered, I really enjoyed his story. About the bad ending, well, there's only one. I'm used to not one but several bad endings. By the way, all the other love interests do have like several bad endings. I don't know why it only has one, but whatever. Anyway, all I want to say is, I may not love him, but I still wish him to be happy. God dang it. And now that I've talked a lot about Iru, it's time to give the spotlight to the next love interest. Ignis. What can I say about this man? The first impression I got of him was not great. He seemed overly annoyed and plain rude. I kept thinking, what the fuck? He's always pissed off and cursing and shit. Then I realized I'm not so different from him. I also voice my opinions rather bluntly. I also curse from time to time, and I'm pretty intense whenever I want to. I think I disliked him because he reminded me of my own impulsive side. The difference is, Ignis is like this straight from the start. It usually takes a bit of time for me to be comfortable enough to say, man, fuck off, bitch! In any case, Ignis is quite the lad. As the story progressed, I started to understand him better. I got to see him in action. He's cute, he's strong, he's got pointy ears, and he looks super adorable when he blushes. I mean, just look at him. He's got some of the best expressions in the game. He blushes, he gets angry, he blushes again. He's adorable. I was not expecting my main man to be this hecking sweet. But he is. And not only that, he's down to earth and very thoughtful when he wants to be. In situations where other characters are confused about something, he's already got everything figured out. Except when the plot decides he has to be a little absent-minded. He's pretty smart, and despite not being overly elegant like Iru, he's still very kind in his own way. And when he wants to be. That's the key word here. Pretty much. Bro does what he wants, and damn it, that's admirable too. After having finished his ending, I can only say, man, I have to give credit to Iru's route, because it was so much more impactful, to me at least. I was so judgmental to the poor angel, when his story was literally shocking. It shook me to my core. And Ignis' story isn't bad. In fact, it has some amazing twists, some of which I couldn't predict. So credit goes where credit belongs. I have to say though, some of Ignis' CJs were... CJs? CGs were really good. Licking wounds? Count me in! It actually reminded me of Vampire Otome, in which like Otome games in which, like, you know what I'm talking about. He's more physical when it comes to showing affection, and I don't hate that. In fact, I think it's very nice. Does that mean I like him? No! I thought I did at the beginning, especially when he acted very tsundere-like, but in the end, it was just a bit of an interest that didn't really grow as I hoped. In fact, it kind of got worse when he started to say some really weird things that I won't tell you about because of spoilers. This comes down to preferences, of course. Whether someone is a red flag or a green flag depends on the individual. I like Ignis, but I would probably prefer to have him as a customer. If my love for Iru was about 5%, my love for Ignis was about 10%. Not bad at all. And you may say, but Sha, but then you say your love for Iru was non-existent. How come it's around 5% now? Ahaha! Wait. Haha! I'm impressed that you noticed such a small detail. Yes, against all odds. Okay, I'm gonna start to shout, so I'm gonna put the microphone away. Yes, against all odds, I began to appreciate Iru during Ignis' route. I was like, huh, that was so nice of him. We could say he's growing on me, and I'm beginning to see what makes him so special. I was also thinking for a few days, why was I unable to like a character so nicely written? And I think it boils down to two things. One, my experiences when it comes to relationships have not been great. So I think a part of me is afraid to open up to someone again and let them get to know me. The real, unfiltered me. Deep down, I reject the notion of love because I don't want to feel so awful again. I'm afraid history is gonna repeat itself, despite knowing very well I'm not the same person I was before. And two, because I am more cautious about who I allow in my life. Despite how secluded I am now, I'm an incredibly social person. I used to let just about anyone into my inner circle. I don't do that anymore. Wow, this game is making me realize so much. This is amazing. Sorry, I ended up talking about Iru even though I'm in the Ignis section. And now, let's move on to the person I'm interested in the least. Give it up for...
Hello, it's 4 a.m. No, I'm kidding. What time is it? It's probably like 8, which is very late for me. And I'm here with Kimmy. Can you even see her lamont? I've been playing too much Café Enchanté. I hope you are enjoying the video. I got scared of my own paintings. I need to stretch my back. Gamers, take care of your back. Please, you don't get another one. Take care of it. I sound like an old man. Which is precisely who I'm romancing? Is that the right word? Romancing right now. Kaoru Rindo. San?
Rindo! The first thing that came to mind when I started his route was, just how old is this man? I know they keep calling him a geezer and middle-aged, but how old is he really? I'm asking because the protagonist looks pretty young. And it's funny because some of the other characters are over like 1,000 years old or something. So why am I concerned about Kaoru? Maybe because he's the only human love interest. I just learned of Rindo's age. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Who is this trying to appeal to? What is the aim here? What the fuck? Also, I think they mentioned the age of the character. Let me confirm it. Let's see. What the? No! No! No, she's 19. What the fuck? That's all I'm gonna say. Thanks for coming to my OTOME talk. But for real though, who the heck is even Rindo? He works at the GPM. What does GPM stand for? Government Pressure Master? Something like that? I don't actually remember. I have a screenshot, but I have too many screenshots. I took too many. Government Paranormalism Measures, or GPM. It says, we are the government agency responsible for dealing with the unexplainable phenomena. You know what's unexplainable? Your hat. Also, how did I find that screenshot so fast? I have like hundreds. Alright, whatever. Rindo works at that organization and he looks pretty professional. He's also old as fuck. No, I'm kidding. He's not old, but in comparison to Kotone, he really is. Like, what the hell is even happening here? Hello? Alright, forget about it. He has a deep voice and sleek brown hair. He's also kind of nice most of the time when the translator decides to write him that way. What do I mean by that? Well, route after route, I started to notice a little something. The lines weren't adding up. And I know well that you're not supposed to translate everything literally. There are regional differences and all of that, but sometimes the meaning is completely lost and you get a totally different vibe for the character. And that happened with Mr. Rindo many times. For example, sometimes he is demanding things, but the translation puts it as if he was asking. Bro didn't ask. He is dominant. He is old. Okay, that has nothing to do with it, but I don't know. I have conflicting feelings about this. And let me give you an example of what I mean. It's like saying, yo, go get that. And can I have that? You know, can I have that, please? Or like, he was very, I guess because assertive, like telling the protagonist, do this, do that, whatever, come here, but never really asking. And some of the translation made it sound like he was being very kind about it. He was not. He was straight up being like a boss. He was being a girl boss. I just finished his route and I have so much I could say. I'm actually gonna change my hair because this is crazy. Okay, where am I? Okay. I have so much I could say, especially regarding the age gap between him and the protagonist. But I really don't want to get into that. Some people say that as long as it's two consenting adults getting together, it's all fine and dandy. And that huge ass age gaps don't matter. I actually disagree with that opinion, but that's just me. Still, what I can rescue is the story. I think it was interesting and well narrated. However, something I began to notice is that the character routes are very short. I don't know if it's just me or they're actually like very brief. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've already played the game. When I played the first route, it felt especially long because I was also going through the main story, which is plenty hefty. Plenty hefty, did I really, right? But now that I skipped through the main story and went straight to the routes, they feel kind of rushed sometimes. The romance is not bad, but it does feel a bit forced at times. Like one day you're talking about coffee and going to the park and killing demon beasts, you know, normal things. And 2 chapters later, you're already in love. Like what? What happened to the build-up? What happened to a nice slow burn story? I guess they weren't going for that, which is understandable. I personally prefer when it takes a little bit more time, a lot more time. What I'm trying to say is, I want to get to know the person better before I can even start thinking about a life together. If you're like me, high five. You don't mind taking your time and watching things unfold slowly. You like to read a lot and see characters grow with time. But if you're not like that, then I have good news. It depends on the medium, of course, but most stories try to be impactful so they catch your attention quickly. Most people hate to wait, they despise it. So producers opt to make stories in which the characters feel incredibly passionate straight away. And if they're half naked, even better. And although they can be fun, I still prefer the slow burn option. But then again, that's just me. Now, let's move on. So, okay, I just want to put a quick intervention here. I know this because I used to work for a company, okay? And we made stories and all of that. And at some point, they were like asking for things to be like, hey, make it quick, make it, like, make them get naked, kiss, fuck, I don't know. And I was like, but that's Can we slow down, Lamont? And they were like, no, people's attention span is so bad nowadays. We have to give them something crazy or else they're not gonna like be patient enough to like read through this. And I'm like, okay, what? All right, what? Anyway, that was annoying. Okay. Now let's move on to a character I was super interested in at the beginning because he has such a deep voice. What the hell? I also liked his personality. But somehow I forgot he was a love interest. Sorry. Sorry, Canos. Canos. Insert Doromi's clip here. Okay. Good morning. I'm here doing my bed with Kimmy. Kimmy. And I was telling her, hey Kimmy, this is called doing your bed when you do this. And then I said, isne, which is a doromi. It's a doromi phrase. Like, why am I talking like him? Hi Kimmy. Also, this is completely unrelated to the video and to everything, but I made this. It's a tote bag. It's my store. It has a little logo here. Oh, sure. I'm showing you my feet. What the fuck? So I've made 3 designs. I have them somewhere, but this is the one I chose for myself. And oh my god, and it has like these things. Oh, these are, yeah, you know what? It's inside a tote bag. More tote bags. That's crazy. I have some other designs. Let me show you. I have this one, which is like a cat, and I and I have more cats. Where's the other one? Oh, there we go. This one, which is like a plant. It's called yucca. So I'm really happy. I've only made 9 of these. Hopefully they will sell. If not, well, rest in peace. I kind of want to make like small tote bags. I don't know if you've seen it, like the mini tote bag. It's super cute, but I have to see if there's any interest at all in this. So yeah, that has nothing to do with café enchanté. But I could make like a coffee themed one. That would be nice because I'm using like very beige. This is not white, it's beige, and this is like dark brown. And like, oh my god, yes. Give me, wait, don't fall. I'm making the bed. Isne. Lama, do you want to buy my tripod? I'm selling it, please. Dude, oh my god. Give me, wait. Okay then, today is, oh wait, this is not a blog. I'm not supposed to like tell you what I'm doing today. Okay then, see you in the next section. Bye. We are going straight to the afterthoughts because I already finished his route. Canos is nice. He's kind but serious. He is polite and a bit old-timey. Canos is a knight, and as you may know, they're very protective. He's no exception. He wishes the best for everyone, often putting his own needs and wants aside. Which is not healthy, but that's how he lives, and it's up to him to change it or not. Canos' story felt weird. It wasn't bad, not at all. Some of the side characters were my favorite ones. Among them, there is this lady right here named Titania. She has, in my opinion, one of the best designs of the game. She is stunning. Actually, there's something I've been thinking about when playing these routes. These dudes are complex. Their designs are kind of insane. I mean, I'm talking from the perspective of an artist here. I can imagine how time-consuming it would be to draw a single panel of any of these guys. And the art? Oh my god. We'll talk about that later, but it's so detailed. It's insane how good it is. Back to the main topic though. I kind of felt like I wasn't playing a game, but rather watching a story unfold without much to do or say. That's how it was like to play through Canos' route. And although it isn't a bad thing, I do love reading books. But this is a visual novel, and there was no immersion for me, which is sad, but it's the truth. Just like in the case of Ignis and Dindo, the romance felt too rushed. So many things were happening and the romantic aspect felt a bit unnatural even. It's like, oh gosh, the world is ending. But I like you, I think. Let's hug. There's some time skips from days to weeks to months. and I didn't really get to see them actually interact all that much. How are these people in love so quick? Makes you think. Despite my criticism, there is one part I loved, and that was the ending. The very ending. Yes, I felt butterflies briefly so. It was nice and it made me wonder why I was feeling that way. I know the answer now. Thank you, Kanosu Espada, for making me smile that way. Did I mention he talks like an old-timer? He's like Shakespeare. Well, not that much, but he's super formal. Fun fact, espada means sword in Spanish. Because, you know, he holds a massive sword. I don't know where he hides it, but it's there whenever needed. And no, this is not some kind of analogy, he actually has a huge ass sword. Alright, we're gonna move on to Mishire. Hello, I'm here in this quite lovely place. I just finished playing Enchanté, the last route, and I have some thoughts. Also, I was considering recording like around here, but unfortunately there's like a lot of mosquitoes, and one of them I think almost bit me just now. That's a shame, huh? But I can tell you some thoughts anyway. Okay, hold on. I finished Mishire's route, which is the last one. I didn't know you had to unlock it. I just played it last because he was just the guy I was most interested in. He just seemed really cool, and he's very cool. But I have some issues with the route. But first, let's get to the positives. It was very emotional. It was the longest route, and it was fun. All things considered, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I'm not particularly content with is, like I said, did I mention this? The ending. I don't know. It's like everything else was very emotional and nice. Not as emotional as Iru's route. That one was like I was crying every like 3 minutes. It's crazy. But with Mishire, it was a nice conclusion to everything in the series, and I liked it a lot. But like I said, the ending was just a little unexpected for me. I thought they would do something different, but they didn't. And well, that's all. Oh, a dragonfly. Oh, hi. Just a dragonfly. I don't know, I was just not expecting such a resolution to everything, and it just left me with a very strange feeling. So I don't know, I liked it though, and I still have to, like, there are some extra things in the game from the main menu that I still have to do. So yeah, it was something. Oh yeah, I ended up liking Mishire, which is, from everything I've told you in this video of me kind of having trouble connecting emotionally, romantically with the characters, Mishire actually ended up being the character I was like, yeah, I kind of like this dude, he's very cool. So that was nice. It was a nice feeling. And then of course we have Iru, which is someone I ended up liking after playing his route. So during his route I was like, yeah, he's okay, but I don't feel anything. And then I got to know him better, and I was like, oh my god, he's so cool. So in conclusion, interesting story. Wait, I have to keep talking about Mishire. There are some thoughts I still have to do about the other aspects of the game. But Mishire, fun. The other characters, fun. Especially, oh my god, what the fuck is that? And let's move on to the next section. Not IRL anymore. I'ma see you. What am I gonna be using for this? Maybe my VTuber character? I don't know. Okay, see ya! Anyway, you just saw a video to change this review a little bit of IRL content. Pretty nice, huh? Lamau. Something else I want to add about Mishire. Very good route. I loved it. I really did. Super sad. Again, the ending. What the fuck? I was expecting something completely different. I don't want to tell you what happens, but what the hell, Lamau? I don't know. It's super weird. But him as a character is so cute. He is adorable. My top 2. He's top 2, Lamau. Now we will go to the last character. I was fooled. Wait, let's change the background. Fuck. Do I have a background? What? Faint memories. Sure. There we go. Where am I? There we go. Change the music to sad music. Thank you. I'm telling this to myself. I'm gonna edit this. Cute. I was fooled. I thought she would be different. I thought she would be the one that changes everything. But my hopes were crushed like a wormhole. So, okay, not entirely, of course. Awaki, no, not Kawasaki. Sorry. Awaki is an improvement from Liliana Adornato, and was it Kaoru Yukimura, I think? She has more sass. She talks back, and what's more, she sometimes defends herself, which is a novelty for these kinds of games for some reason. Can you believe that? Even though I thought she would be the one to change everything, at least she changed a little bit of the norm. That doesn't mean I like her as a protagonist, though. In the world filled with angels, demons, and fairies, she is human. All too human. She's fragile, needing to constantly be protected. And I get it, she's not supposed to be this magical, overpowered being. But the option was there. This is a fantasy story. If I am allowed to rant, I just want to say that not everyone wants to be protected. Not everyone wants to feel vulnerable and incapable of doing anything to change their situation. Not everyone wants to feel powerless in the face of adversity. Sometimes, many a times, they treat her like a literal child. And she even mentions that once or twice. I'm glad she is, at the very least, aware. There is a line in the first route I played. She said something like, "The only thing I can do for them now is brew coffee." Which reminded me a lot of Hakuoki when the protagonist felt bad for only being able to cook for the love interests while they were fighting. I think Liliana said the same thing at some point. I'm gonna repeat myself here, but can we have some diversity for the protagonists? Can we make them have more, a more protagonistic role? They're always supporting their love interests, but that's about it. I'm kind of tired of it, to be honest. But despite all I've said, there is something I have to admit, and that is that Kotone is a strong woman, in my opinion, because she literally goes to other worlds. Oh, it's time to change the background. Not a different country, not a different planet, but a different universe. Several of them, even. And that must be quite the experience. The only parallel I can make, the only time I've experienced something remotely similar, is through my dreams. From time to time, I have the bad habit of visiting parallel universes when I'm asleep. Well, I used to do that, not so much anymore, thankfully. And what do I mean by that? Well, they are worlds that are very similar to mine, so they're close in proximity, but there are certain little details that are different. For example, in one universe, I had a different name, or I had 2 brothers instead of 1, or I lived in a house as opposed to an apartment. And this is all fine and dandy until I go from one world to another. And then I come back to this one, the one I'm in right now. Whenever this happens, I wake up feeling extremely confused. I keep wondering if I'm truly awake, and if the world I'm in right now is actually my own. Or perhaps it's just another parallel one. I take a moment to stop and think, am I still dreaming? And that realization is uncomfortable. It makes me question the reality of everything I'm living now. And that's
scary. It was very scary at the beginning, although now I'm starting to understand better what's going on and why I'm doing those trips as soon as I disconnect from the concept of time and space. And if this is how terrified I felt because of dreams, not physical teleportation, I can only imagine how heavy it would be to be dropped into a whole different world with new rules, new unknown laws that govern it. It's like letting go of everything you knew to embrace a new reality. I have no idea how that would feel like. But I can only guess that it wouldn't be easy, having to go back and forth between new worlds. So, Kotone? You are brave, I'll give you that much. Gorgeous. Detailed. Eye candy. Wait, no, that's not it. The art of this game is good. Period. Probably the aspect that made me gag the most, aside from the beautiful characters, outfits, CGs, and all that jazz, was the UI. I needn't tell you how good it is, I just have to show you. It's the perfect blend between fancy and cute. They really nailed every single interface. It's all cohesive and in theme. Oddly enough, it reminded me of a very different game, also for the Switch. It reminded me of Pokemon Legends Arceus. That game is also a blend between old aesthetic and modern interfaces. It just, oh my god, I really like it personally. So I was delighted to play through Enchanté and see all the cute little screens. Props to the UI and art team, amazing work. No, because it's really good. I love it. This is something I try to do with my own things. Like, for example, for my catalog, I have a catalog for my handmade products. And I love like old-timey things. But of course, this is like, I'm doing it digitally. So I have to blend a modern interface with old-timey style. And it has been a little difficult, but I'm starting to understand it. So that's good. Should I be bold? Okay, let's continue. Music. Wait, I'm not supposed to say it. Sorry. I have to apologize. I would get on my knees, but I cannot. I can only do this. I have to apologize. Not to Enchanté, but to Pio Fiore. In my previous OTOME review, which for some reason is beginning to be a staple in this channel, I said that the music from Pio Fiore was not memorable. And yet, I use the soundtrack for all my outros. I am so sorry to all the composers over at Automate. Okay, Kimi, don't bump the microphone. Kimi, no. Kimi, careful. No, what are you doing? I'll send an SO. She's writing. She's on the keyboard writing. What are you writing, baby? Okay, she wrote this. I don't know. Kimi, okay, baby, please let me finish. It's soon over, yeah? And now I love many of those tracks, and I listen to them in my day-to-day. The exact same thing happened with Genso Kissa Enchanté, except the whole I don't like this music part. I straight away loved the tracks, two of my faves being Coffee to Wake Up, a lovely calming sound that is just perfect for reading, a relaxing scene, and Full of Light. The last one is probably my ultimate favorite, which is interesting because I usually prefer calmer songs. Full of Light is just that good. It plays a lot during Iru's route, so it's very special to me. An honorable mention is The Smell of Hot Milk, which is super cute. I mean, just listen to this. It immediately puts you in a good mood. Oh, and before I forget, why are there no instrumental versions for the opening and ending songs? Huh? They're so good! I want to make a cover of them both, but I can't! Anyway, music good, vibes good, amazing work.
I do, however, have to complain about one thing, one teeny tiny thing, this sound. What? What is this? It was so irritating to listen to. I ended up muting all SFX. And if I'm allowed more complaints, I have to say the voices of the characters are so low compared to everything else. And the voices were not properly equalized either. So it's like when you watch a movie and it's all super quiet, then suddenly the characters scream at the top of their lungs. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That wasn't an issue at all in Pio Fiore or Hakuoki. Good thing is, you can manually change the volume of each character, including secondary characters. And yes, you bet your ass I lowered Kororo's voice. I love the little dude, but he is loud. Speaking of supporting characters and loud voices, let's give it up for Doromi. He is insane, and I have to say, his voice acting is really good. Take a listen.
まあ伊達に兄貴の射程は名乗ってないっすからね。ストーカーなんすかそれ。
Also, I have to admit, although I didn't love Mr. Rindo, I did love his voice. I think it was one of the best in the game. I mean, just listen to this. I'm gonna show you Mr. Rindo's big dick voice in a second, but first, look at this scene. It's so good. Lama.
はい。もしもし、林道ですけど。
こちら魔界警察です。そろそろ林道が痛いけな女の子によからぬことをしようとしている。
冗談。林道薫。誕生日は9月28日。年は42歳。身長は180センチ。カヌスには劣るけど結構高いでしょ。だからそうだな。デートとかで君と並ぶと絵になると思うんだけどね。
Of course, he doesn't beat my main man, Irfado de Rie. He is sugar. He's pure sugar, alright? And I love him. I don't think I will play this game again. In fact, I'm selling my copy of Café Enchanté, and also the Pio Fiore one. If you know me IRL, and are interested in any of these games, please send me a message, Lamfao. I would ship overseas, but I'm in South America, and the shipping cost would probably be insane. Unless you also live in South America, I suppose. In any case, I am glad to have experienced the different stories from start to finish. It felt nice. The question now is, would I recommend this game? Please answer this... No, I have to do my... Please answer this questionnaire real quick. Just answer with yes or no, and be honest. 1. Do you like fantasy stories? 2. Do you like coffee? 3. Are you interested in the idea of dating human-looking non-humans? 4. Do you enjoy light-hearted romance? If you said yes to at least 3 of these, you might enjoy this game. However, don't expect mature content from it. I was kind of accustomed to very traumatic stories. These guys. And also some non-consensual acts, which were really messed up. But Café Enchanté isn't like that. This game felt like a nice cup of milky coffee. Sweet, ever so slightly bitter, but not enough to make you shiver and cough. This game was soft and kind. It felt like watching shoujo anime. It was fun, sometimes sad, very sad, and sometimes existential. But all in all, Enchanté was like a fresh breath of air. Something different and cute. Something to be enjoyed and shared, which is why I'm making this video now. Thanks for watching, and remember, Iru is so cute. Life is amazing. Okay, life is amazing and you'll deserve the best. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Thank you. All right. Now that I've talked endlessly, I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay? Now, forget about everything you just watched. You made it to the secret area. Hello, welcome. I'm gonna be brutally honest, so please be ready. Iru is probably the best cuddle partner. Ignis is probably really good at Rindo looks like he'd be really good at BDSM.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Kanus is so dang strong looking. I wish they could have drawn him more beefy. And finally, Mishru is, I don't know, I kinda want him as my pet. Bye. I have finished editing the video. It was great fun. Thank you for making it to the secret ending. I actually was thinking of singing because I love to sing. I am extremely happy about this review. Yeah, my other two reviews, I think the Pio Fiore one was like 20 something minutes and I was like, wow, that's so crazy. It's very long, but look at this one. It's super, it's a but I loved it and I hope you did too. And well, stay for the karaoke if you want. I'm gonna be singing. Let's see. Like I mentioned in the video, I uploaded a a cover video of me singing, but the lyrics were messed up, so I wrote the lyrics and now we have the actual lyric. Okay, I'm gonna sing for you. Okay, let's end the video with a lovely song. Let's go. This is Eternal by Kaori, Oda, and Shoji. It is a duet. I'm only one person, but I'll do my best. So let's begin. Ow. 微笑み合うあなたに寄り添い届ける距離触れた手は熱くありふれてる日常が色づいては求めるほど深くなってく心を満たすぬくもりがいつまでも続くように降り注ぐ光に包まれて君となら歩き出せる愛が生まれた二人この場所で With your love Gimme, did you have to ruin my violin?震える手も柔らかに包み込むその手を離さないと胸に誓うから言葉一つ飾らない笑顔が好き守りたいと祈りを込めて明日はもっと愛しい響かせて君の声を
降り注ぐ光に包まれて君となら歩き出せる時を感じて共に生きてゆこう For your love そう感じて深くずっとこの場所で With your love 二人だけの Eternal
Oh, that was beautiful. And that was Eternal. I hope you liked it. I appreciate you enjoying the longer format. This is made for people with high attention spans because my editing is very chill. So thank you for enjoying. I hope you laughed. I hope you had a lovely time. And I will be back with another OTOME review, of course, because I love these games. Once again, thank you very much for joining, and I will be doing more reviews in the future. They just take a while to produce, but that's all good and dandy. In the meantime, I'm gonna be posting other things because I always have things to post. So yes, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.